Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ayunda Rizky Rohmah. I am the member of C class. In this session, I would like to having analysis of phonological rules. I got the video from the YouTube and the video from the CBC News, and I will give the link. The title of the video is World Health Organization says COVID-19 may never go away. This video uploaded in 14 May 2020, and that video was the news. Before that, I would like to having a definition. So what is COVID-19? Then COVID-19, or we usually call is coronavirus, is the largest family of virus that cause disease in humans and animals. Humans usually cause respiratory infections from the common cold to serious illness such as Middle East respiratory syndrome, or we usually call it MERS, and then severe acute respiratory syndrome, or sometimes we call it a SARS, a new type of coronavirus found in humans such in extraordinary event occurred in Wuhan, China, and it happened in December 2019, was late named severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2, or we usually call it as SARS-CoV-2. And the cause of coronavirus disease 2019. This is the dangerous virus nowadays, and this is very important to us to keep our health and stay at home, and don't forget to wash your hand with using the soap. Okay, from the video, because I take the analysis of the phonological rules, I have 4 types. The first is assimilation, the second is insertion, then the third is deletion, and the last I take similitude. So let's we go to the first part of the analysis. The first part is assimilation. If you all forget what is assimilation, I will tell you the definition. So, assimilation is a common phonological process by which the phonetic and speech of segment in a word are at a word boundary. The easiest example is don't be silly. So the assimilation here is the word don't. So it means that do not. And then the first example from the video, from the sentence, I take its warning. You can find it on 8.008. And the second, the sentence is HIV may not go away, but we've come to terms. The assimilation here is with. It means that we have. You can find it 0.54 minutes. Then the third is people don't feel as scared as. The phonological rules here is don't. You can find it on 1.01. Okay, let's we go to the second rules. Yeah, the second rules here is insertion. Don't worry if you forget what is insertion. I will give the description. Insertion is involves inserting a segmental that wasn't originally there. So insertion, it means that we add the word. It means that that is not the originally word, like matches. So the originally is match, and then horses, and the originally is horse. So in that video I have three example, three sentence. The first sentence is healthier the promises. You can find it in 0.19. The second is we have found the therapist. The therapist here is you can find in 0.56. And then the third is the reality Canadian researchers, and the researchers here is the insertion. You can find it also in 1.26. Then the deletion. Don't forget to don't worry to the definition. I will give the definition also. And deletion is a process that removes a segment from a certain phonetic complex. It's often deleted when the next vowel, the word stress. So this is delete the delete the word with the stress. The easiest example here is suppose. So you just say suppose like that. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. I have 7 examples from the video. The first is when will COVID-19 go away? So the deletion here is go away, not go away, just go away. You can find it on 0.02. Second example from the deletion is it's warning against. So warning, not warning. The deletion is warning. Yeah. You can find it on 0.08. And then the third is no dates this. This is the no dates this, not no dates this. The speaker said that no dates this, like that. You can find it in 0.22. And the fourth is as they did before. The speaker said that before, not before, like that. You can find it also in 1.02. And the fifth here is having to, not having to. You can find it on 1.09. The sixth is successor. The word is successor, not the success or no, successor. So the deleted here is or, just use or, successor, like that. You can find it on 1.12. The seven, economy which trying. You can find it in 1.15, if 14, sorry. Let's go to the last similitude. Don't forget, if you don't know the definition, I will give the definition also. The definition here, similitude happens when two phonemes are close, but this is different with assimilation. Similitude different with assimilation. When in assimilation, the phonemes are changed, but similitude wasn't change the phoneme. So the two of two of them are different. The example is capacity, like that. Here I have 5 examples. The first is race for a vaccine. The speaker said that race for a vaccine. You can find it on 2.03. And frog with challenge. The similitude here is in challenge. You can find it in 2.29. And then the third is cool with a massive monsoon, or the similitude word here is massive, because we just say massive like that in 2.33. And then the fourth is into a beacon of hope. The similitude here is beacon, just say beacon. We can find it in 2.40. And then the last of similitude is available for measles for years. The similitude word here is measles. You can find it also in 2.59. 2.50, yeah. Okay, after having the analysis of that video, now I would like to give some some materials about phonology, because this is the phonological rules. Phonological rules have a phonetic. So phonetic learns how sounds produced by human is properly called, while phonology is a science based on phonetic and studying phonetic system. It has set tool divided into two, namely passive articulation and active articulation. In the passive articulation, our organs do not move during sound articulation, such as the upper lip, upper teeth, alveolum. The active articulation moves towards the passive articulation to produce various language sounds in various ways. The main active articulators are the tongue, uvula, and lower jaw, or including lower teeth and lower lip. Then, in a phonological process, phonation or a sound process is a process in which the vocal cords in the throat produce sound or without sound. For example, the consonant H and K are produced without vocal cord vibration because they are called noiseless sound, and vocal sound is A, I, U, E, O are produced by vibrating vocal cords, then called sound noises. And language classification is a method for compiling data systematically or according to some rules or rules that have been set in a grouping language. Vocal classification is a method for compiling data systematically or according to some rules or rules that have been set in classifying vocals or voice. And then the syllable or syllables are one or more morphemes that are marked by a peak of loudness of the phoneme, which is what is meant by phonology. Phonology is a branch of linguistics related to the systematic organization of sound in language. It has traditionally focused on the study of phoneme system, specifically language, and is therefore used also called phonemic or phonetic. But it may also cover any linguistic analysis either at the level below the word, including syllable, onset, and rhyme, articulation movement, articulation features, and more, and etc. Or at all levels of language, which sound is considered structure to convey linguistic meaning. Phonology also includes the study of equivalent organizational system in sign language, the part of linguistics that studies sound or sound rules and how to produce. Phonology is an important part of the sound or sound in language pronunciation. The function of phonology have three functions. The first is to find out the change of sound of a word, learn about the process of sound formation, delivery pronunciation, or learn the workings of the organs of the human body, especially for those related to the use of language. The differences between phonology and phonetic. Phonology itself is the study of the ins and outs of language, sounds, and phonetic is one branch of phonology that studies the sound of language without regard to its meaning. The example, a word wine, I, bunch. The A sound is the words are not the same. In the phonetic field, this will be described later because of effect of that why the sound is different. The benefit of studying phonology is that we can use the language based on its origin. In Indonesian language, a lot of research comes from a foreign language. For example, a company that changed to the company during the colonial era. The benefits of studying phonetic, we can know the kinds of sounds formed through the members of the body such as the tongue, nose, lungs, and lips. The science only discusses the part of the body that produce the sound. If we study English, we will definitely learn phonology and phonetic science. Some of English learners still find it difficult to distinguish phonology from phonetic science. Some even assume that this science has the same function. Phonology, by definition, phonology is the science of a system in a language. This science is one of the branch of linguistics deals with how to pronounce a language. Phonology also discusses the history of a language, how the learn can appear and disappear. In studying a language, surely you will be dealing with this science because the science of phonology clearly examines the mechanism of language. And then the phonetic is the science that discuss how sounds can be formed using several parts of the body, namely lips, teeth, tongue, pharynx, and lungs. The science also discusses the relationship between body parts that produce sound. For the formation of a language production to sound perception will be studied in this one science. In studying phonetic science, you will get to know three types of phonetics, including articulatory phonetics, namely the study of the way sound is formed. Auditory phonetic is the sound of a language accepted by the listeners, and acoustic phonetic. And this is one science. You will learn about manner of articulation and place of articulation. Place of articulation is divided into 6 parts, namely bilabial, labiodental, dental, labial, volar, glottal, voiced, and voiceless pronunciation is also discussed in the science. Okay, everyone, I think that's all from that video. I have analyzed the news of the COVID-19 from the phonological rules. I take the video from the YouTube, and then I give the definition of the 4 types of similitude, assimilation, deletion, and insertion. And also the last, I give the differences between phonetics and phoneme, and also the function in studying phonology as a phonological rules. I think that's all of my video. Thank you for watching. See you and goodbye.